Hey funnel builders, how are you doing? It's good to be back. Around this time of year, this is when people start thinking about goals and setting forward what they want to happen. And somewhat controversially, I want to talk about why a lot of goals are completely meaningless. Um, so here's what we tend to do, right? We've reached the end of, let's say, this year, if you're watching this in a different time zone. And in the next week or two, maybe you've already spent some time, we tend to look ahead to say, well, what do I want the next year to look like? What do I want 2022 to look like? And this is fundamentally wrong. The reason why this is wrong, and this is where a lot of people get really caught up, is they think that the action from the 0th day here to the 365th day here is what will eventually allow them to accomplish the goals in 2022. Anything that you have set out to do in 2022 is either already going to happen or not going to happen based on what you did in 2021. You have already laid the groundwork for 2022. The whole next year is already in motion. It's a really common strategy and thought process for some of the bigger businesses to know that they are not planning for the next year. They know that the work they've put in for the 12 months that you're about to work in the foundation were laid in the previous 12 months. It's not to say you don't have any control over it, of course you do, but the foundation for what you can achieve in 2022 is already going ahead. What I need you to think about is, what does the next 5 years look like? That's not to say that it's any more or less likely going to happen, but I need you to think about, what do you want to happen in 2027, which is terrifying, right? That's a big number. But I need you to think about, what do you want to happen in 5 years' time? Because the work that you put in to planning and executing the goals that happen in the next 5 years, those are what are going to unfold over the next 5 years. If you are only living year to year to year, that means that these goals will only work on a very small trajectory. If you start thinking about, what does 2027 look like? What do we have in 2027? Don't worry about if you think that's insane, it's absolutely massive. I'm not asking you to become a multi-millionaire by that point. And this leads me on to my second point. So first of all, what does 2027 look like for you? The second thing, what most people put down as a goal is in actual fact just a way to signal and prove to people that they are successful. Here's what I mean. I'll give you a practical example. Most people want to get to $1 million per year, right? That's like a huge goal for a lot of people. They say, I want to get to $1 million a year. And then when we say, why do you want that? They give one of two reasons, sometimes both. Either, and if we're being 100% honest, why do you want to get to $1 million? Or why do you want to own a Tesla? Why do you want to own a bigger house? Why do you want to go away on holiday? Why do you want to do all those things? And most people will say, well, because other people have told me to go for it, or that's what other people seem to be going for, so I figured $1 million a year, and why not? Even if you don't believe that it's possible, that's one of the reasons you think, well, I just figured other people have got it. Or, what I'm actually looking for is freedom, right? So you go, well, I want $1 million a year because I want to work less. And I'm always fascinated by that mindset. I'm like, do you think that if I just gave you $1 million a year, you'd automatically be free? You wouldn't. And we know that's not the case. We know that's not the case. Most people want a goal like this. They have a goal like this because they want to signal to other people that they are successful. That's why they want to hit it. That's why they want to hit $1 million a year, because they want to signal to other people that they are successful. They want to drive a nicer car because they want to signal to other people that they are successful. They want a bigger house because they want to signal to other people that they are successful. And then if we really dig into it, we say, okay, well, what would that bring you? Why would that make you successful? And they go, well, because I wouldn't worry so much about money. All right? You go, right, that's interesting. Okay. So you're saying that spending $1 million will mean that you won't worry as much? No. That's different. If you have money, then you spend it on stuff. Interesting. I don't agree, but interesting. And then we come into worry, and then we say they basically, as we mentioned, they want freedom because they want to work less and they want more choice. They want to be able to say, today I want to go off and go to the beach with my family and not have to worry about the income. If that's the goal, these bullshit signals up here are not what's going to get you there. You need to think about, well, how do I achieve freedom? How do I work less? How do I have more choice? For all you know, that could be achievable with 100,000 a month, a year. I was lucky. 2021, I basically took off most of 2021. I didn't want to, but I had to because we built the business in that way. I want you to start thinking of goals in terms of what do you want? And a really interesting question that was released to me the other day is, what would help you sleep better at night? What would need to be happening in your life for you to sleep better? I can promise you it's not a bigger house with a higher mortgage and a car with loads of interest payments on it, loads of loan payments on it. I promise you. So I need you to think about these goals for 2027 and ultimately, what is it that you want? What is the game that you want to play? Don't worry about what other people are telling you that you should be using or what you think other successful people have. And it's not a bad thing. We've all done it. We look to people who we think are successful and we go, well, they celebrate having $1 million, $1 million a year, $1 million a month, whatever. Drive a nice car, they go on holidays, they've got a brand new YouTube studio and all this shit. So therefore they must be successful. So I must want those things in order to achieve what I truly want, which most of us want freedom. We want to work less and we want more choice. That is ultimately what you want. So I want you to work out, well, what does that look like in 2027, in 5 years' time? Let me know in the comments down below. It's been really good catching up with you guys again. I'll see you on another video. Have courage, commit, and take action. Bye, guys.